Okay, friends, we're working on 7.4 today. We get to multiply between fractions and whole numbers. This is kind of a continuation of what we have been doing, multiplying fractions. So yesterday we worked through unit fractions, right? So starting with the 1 in the numerator, and then building those up through multiplication. We're going to move past unit fractions and just get into some, a variety of fractions where the numerators could be different, beside a 1 here. So, for instance, this says 1 lap around the indoor track at Lucas's school is 5/8 of a mile. How far would Lucas walk if he did 3 laps around the track? So as we know from yesterday, we could build this one of two ways generally. We could add this, however many times it's being asked for, so starting with the fraction, or however many times we've added it, we can turn that into multiplying it by that number. So, for instance, yesterday we did 1/2 added 6 times. That's the same thing as saying 1/2 times 6. So in this case, the numbers that we're looking at are 5/8 and 3. So we can add 5/8 3 times, which turns out to be 15/8. Or if we were to multiply that 3 times 5/8, we would also come up with 15/8 because 3 times 5 is 15 in the numerator, and we'll stick with just eighths in this case, right? And I know we're starting to convert those fractions into when we have a whole number or when we have an identifiable whole in these these improper fractions. What we can see is we can take a whole out of it. So I recognize that there is only one whole in 15/8. That's 8/8. So when I take that 8/8 out, there's one whole, and what's left over is 7/8. So the answer would be 1 and 7/8. Okay. Another way to look at this would be with the number line, like counting up, right? So for instance, if I was to say starting at 5/8, right? Each time I did a 5/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see from 0 to 1, I've divided this into 8 parts. So 1 5/8 looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, landing on 5/8. Another 5/8 looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, landing on 10/8. And then another 5/8 looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, landing on 15/8. I don't have everybody's eyes or bodies or ears. Does every video have this on it probably? Sir, will you turn your body this way? Yes, it'll be much easier to see what's going on here, right? Okay. I landed on 15/8. As you can see, this is, again, one whole and 7/8. The same as that conversion. A third way to look at it would be to divide circles into eighths, right? So if I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eighths, all three of those, you can see 5, 10, 15, that's 15/8. If you were just to see that conversion in action here, would look something like this. Like if I took away one of those eighths and started filling in the empty eights like this, right? So if I take away one of those eights and move it over, and then I'll take away another one of these eights and move it into that eighth, and I'll take away another one of these eighths. My erasing's not very good, but I think we get the idea. Move it into there. Then I have a whole, right? And then I have 2 eighths. I'm just going to take 1 and 2 of the eighths out of this and move it into 1 and 2 of the eighths right into this one. And you can see once again what this converts to is one whole and then just 7 of the eighths, right? Are there any questions about this multiplication? All right, make sure when you're multiplying that you're not doing, you're not adding or multiplying or really doing anything with these denominators. And the reason why is you can see in both of these, in the number lines and in the circle graphs, I'm not changing the number of pieces in the whole at all. That this is still 8 pieces in the whole, so we're sticking with 8s in this case, okay? Excellent. Today, and I need to adjust this a little bit, you're going to be working on pages, you started on page 237 today. I'd like you to start on page 238 rather than 237, and then go back to 237 to finish because that's your math box. So 238 and 239, and then back to 237, and that's your assignment today. And let me look up the mastery list, and we'll get started.